All right. So before we go into our day of sessions and all the wonderful content that will be beginning at 8:30, we have some welcomes that we want to give you, or we have some leaders that we want to give you. There's some leaders in our region want to give. The first is from Mr. Gordon Borns, the CEO and chairman of the STEP board and of Borns Inc. So let's hear from Mr. Gordon Borns.
Good morning. I'm Gordon Borns. I'm chairman of STEP, the Science and Technology Education Partnership. STEP is the parent organization of Educator STEPCon. I'm here at the Borns Technology Center in Riverside, where for each of the last 7 years, Educator STEPCon and STEPCon for the students has been held. I particularly want to thank our co-chairman of Educator STEPCon, Kim Terry, and he is the coordinator of Alliance for Education out of the San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools Office, and Carlos Gonzalez, who is director of MESA at UC Riverside, and also the curricula coordinator for MESA in the state of California. I thank both Kim and Carlos for their diligent work along with their team to pivot from our programs that we normally hold here in person and now have to do online. I commend each of you for being part of this program because it shows your enthusiasm and your love for providing outstanding education for our students. I certainly hope that you find this program to be fruitful and also lots of fun too. Thank you all.
So that was Mr. Gordon Borns, our STEP board president, who's been a tireless supporter of this conference and of our work in this region and for many, many years. So thank you to Mr. Borns. Our next welcome is from our superintendent from Riverside County Office of Education, Dr. Judy White. All right, so here she comes.
All right. Greetings and welcome to the Educator STEPCon20. I'm Dr. Judy D. White, and I proudly serve as the Riverside County Superintendent of Schools. Back in 2001, the National Science Foundation introduced the acronym STEM, standing for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. In the decades that followed, educators and schools adopted and expanded efforts to embrace STEM-related education. Heading into the new decade, STEM has never been so vital for an education that will prepare students for their professional careers. The National Science Foundation estimates that 80% of the jobs available during the next decade will require math and science skills. Therefore, young students need to be introduced to STEM education at an early age. Today's children are more familiar with technology than any prior generation, but just being familiar with technology is not enough. Students in 2020 need a solid foundation in STEM to compete in careers where technical knowledge, problem solving, and relationship building are essential elements of the field. Educators can move the needle by bringing computer science and technology curriculum out of the isolation of self-paced learning and into the teacher-led, engaged learning classroom. STEM curriculum introduces students to foundational computer science skills as well as reinforces social emotional learning competencies, along with math and language arts standards. Encouraging students to participate in STEM learning could open the potential to pursue a career in the field. A great way to promote that is by tackling real-world problems in educational settings. The engagement of the United States children in STEM education is the key to companies filling an estimated 9 million jobs in the industry by 2022. Help your students appreciate STEM as well as pursue the STEM field. With the increased prevalence of STEM careers, it's up to educators, and administrators to ensure their students are college and career ready. Your attendance here today demonstrates you are up for the challenge. Thank you. Thank you for all you do to support our students and have a wonderful STEPCon 20. Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Dr. White. And she'll be retiring, I believe, soon. So we wish her the best. Ted Alejandre is a superintendent from San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools, and he has some remarks for you as well.
I want to welcome you to STEPCon 20. While this year's conference may look a little different due to the COVID-19 pandemic, event organizers will be presenting fantastic virtual experiences for students and teachers. The COVID-19 pandemic has created new opportunities for creativity and innovation in the areas of technology and distance learning. While the hands-on experiences may have transformed into interactive online activities, the engagement continues. Students and staff will connect with educators, scientists, and engineers as they demonstrate the limitless possibilities within the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math. STEM occupations are more than double the median wage than non-STEM occupations, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The need for a highly trained and skilled workforce is vital to the economic prosperity of the Inland Empire. I want to thank the Bournes Technology Center and the Science and Technology Education Partnership for their collaboration on behalf of students and the education community. You have been inspiring thousands of students to pursue STEM careers for over 20 years. To the teachers who are here today, thank you for encouraging your students to believe in themselves and achieve their dreams. And finally, to our students, may you always be a lifelong learner and continue to transform your life through education each and every day. Enjoy STEPCon 20.
Thank you, Ted Alejandre, for those remarks. And UC Riverside has always been a proud supporter of this conference and this effort. So our interim provost and executive vice chancellor, Tom Smith, is going to give you a welcome as well.
Hello, I'm Tom Smith, Interim Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor at the University of California, Riverside. I'm glad to be here today, welcoming you to the Educators Day of STEPCon 20 on behalf of UCR. As a research institution, UCR has a strong relationship with the STEM fields, and particularly in making them accessible to all who have an interest. The National Science Foundation has recognized us for this, ranking us as number 3 in Hispanic STEM graduates in the nation. As educators, I don't have to tell you how important that ranking is, or how important STEM development is for our students and for our collective future. But what I would like to remind you of is how important it is that you are here today. Everything UCR does is driven by the desire to ensure our graduates leave our institution with everything they need to have a meaningful impact on the world and to ensure our researchers are supported to make their own impact. Without educators like you, who put in the extra work to bolster the culture of STEM across the Inland Empire, many of those students and researchers might not make it to our doorstep. You are empowering them with the foundation and the tools they will need to grow and innovate. Just as you do for the students in our area, I hope that today's speakers, workshops, activities, and discussions reignite your passion and imagination for the STEM fields. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom, for those remarks. And Tom, and the Graduate School of Education have supported this effort even before was STEP EdCon, when we were doing the conferences over at UC Riverside. So thank you for that. And finally, we have representing the Barnes College of Engineering and International Affairs at UC Riverside, Marco Princevak will also give a welcome to all of you.
Hello, dear colleagues. Well, I just wanted to greet you and thank you for everything that you are doing to help your students in these very awkward times. It is not easy for anybody, but it is especially difficult for our young people, your students. It is amazing how you are finding strength and moving their education forward. So I want to applaud and thank you for that. Thank you. Well, needless to say, I do miss our in-person meetings. But I'm looking forward to see us in the future, how much stronger we will come out of this COVID situation. So please never forget that the glass is half full. Thank you and enjoy the conference. Bye.
Thank you, Marco, for that welcome, and all these all of our leaders and that lead our institutions and our counties. Thank you for your welcome and for your support. Without them, we couldn't do this. It really shows that our region really, when it comes to this STEM effort, we have unity, we have drive from the top levels to all of us. We work in tandem for our students and to support the STEM culture in our region.